that I got the current information. The reason why we got pushed so much, it was a lot calmer today. The winds picked up to 150 at 12, gust 20.
Whoa.
So you took off in a really, for your first time taking off, that was like, that's a pretty sick amount of wind to be going in.
And 33 are closed
yeah. Cool. So we're descending down here still, right? We're heading down to 4,100.
Approved. Redmond Tower, Cessna 3080 uniform.
Cessna 3080 Sierra uniform, Redmond Tower, report the chutes.
Report the chutes, 3080 uniform.
Cool. So we've gotten our radios and ATIS on the descent planning checklist. Next we have altimeter set, which is at 299 I'll make sure we have that as well.
Okay.
Descent profile and descent briefing, we're descending down to 4,100, then we're going to contact the tower and they will tell us how we're going to enter the traffic pattern.
Okay.
Fuel selector, we want on both. Mixture, as required, we've already enriched it.
Okay.
So we're good for now. Throttle, as required, you're currently controlling it, we're descending down, so throttle is set.
Yep.
Carburetor heat, as required, we have it on currently, because we're descending, we're below that green arc.
Okay, yeah.
And then lights as required, I'm going to preemptively turn on our landing light because we're coming in to land at an airport.
Okay, yeah.
Awesome. All right.
Oh, I can feel more windy here.
Yeah, once we get closer to terrain, that's what happens. So now coming up on 4,100, about 50 feet before, right about there, nice, yeah. And that power back in, and you can turn carb heat off once we're in the green arc.
Okay.
Right here, this is where most people come to enter the Delta.
Yep.
It gets very busy, so it's very important to watch out for other traffic while we're over here.
Okay, yeah.
So, while you maintain, you can kind of follow around over there. I'm going to go ahead and contact the tower.
Okay.
First, I want to do a cold call like I did on the ground, and just tell them who I'm talking to and who I am. And then I'm going to tell them where I am, what I want, and the weather information, right?
Okay, yeah.
Cool. All right, let me contact them really quick. Redmond Tower, Cessna 63843.
Cessna 6343, Redmond Tower.
2 miles to the east of Terrebonne at 4,200, inbound full stop. We have information India.
Cessna 843, enter and report left base runway 11.
Left base runway 11, Cessna 63843. All right, we are going to go and enter a left base for runway 11. So how we're going to do that is we're going to head to the west over here. So let's turn and kind of follow this road, like going straight that way.
Okay, yeah.
Because we have something what's called an LOA, or a letter of agreement, with Redmond Tower.
Okay, yeah.
And it's pretty much just so we have like an order of like how people leave and then how people come in, so that we're not like, you know, in each other's way all the time.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
You're doing a good job. Maintain that heading, altitude. So we'll keep going across here. So for our LOA,
Cessna 3080 uniform reporting to chutes.
for runway 11,
Uniform runway 11, clear to land.
we have to be
Clear to land,
on the west side of Highway 97,
Okay.
which is this road right here.
Yeah.
We can also see it on our sectionals. Once we get past this road, you'll be able to turn left,
Okay.
and we'll head towards runway 11. Planes like this.
Yeah.
It's because the wind's coming from this way,
I see, yeah.
and we're weather vaning is what it's called.
Okay, yeah.
All right. Start that left turn now as we're crossing over the highway.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's turn heading like 200.
Turn left heading 200.
And any bumps or anything, those aren't going to throw us. We're in a very stable aircraft. We're below VA. It literally can't do anything. It's going to feel bad. But like, plane's never just going to fall out of the air. Anything crazy like that. If we get, I've gotten into some really, really rough turbulence before. Like my head's hit the ceiling, and like, almost never happens. But now we can follow, kind of go over these two mountains and follow the highway.
Okay, yeah.
As you can see, it's kind of hard to tell, but like way over there, right, you have like the black trees and stuff, the forest over there. Right in there is where the airport is.
Okay. Yeah.
And we need to figure out why your thing's not pulling up the sectional for you. But you can see there's the delta, or on mine you can also see we're about to enter the delta.
Okay, yeah.
We're going to follow this in, and then we'll report about like a 3 to 2 mile left base for him.
Okay.
They get cleared into land. Currently, runway 11 is over here, right?
Yeah.
You can also tell because runway numbers face the actual magnetic heading of it, right? So if
yeah.
11 is over here,
Okay.
facing this way, we know the runway 11 is going to be the one closest to us right now.
Yeah, I see, yeah.
Let's go a little bit more to the left, get a little closer to the highway here, so we don't have such a long final.
63843, safe position.
Cessna 63843, about on a 4 mile left base for runway 11.
That's 63843, roger. Number 2 following the Cessna on the right base from the vortex, turning about a 1 to 2 mile final. Runway 11, clear to land.
6 o'clock.
Runway 11 cleared to land following the Cessna on right base, Cessna 63843. Alright, let's turn back towards the runway here.
Okay, yeah.
So what he just told me was we have a Cessna somewhere over here
Okay.
that's coming into land. He
Yeah.
cleared us to land also, but number 2, so we have to follow them in. Once they land, we can now land.
Okay.
And then hold that heading, kind of follow, let's do
That
170.
Okay, yeah. 170. Okay, yeah.
And it looks like they're on short final. I can also see them on my iPad, right? Which is why it's super helpful as well.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, they're there. They're kind of like on the black forest. It's kind of hard to see them. It's like a white speck moving.
No, I can't see it yet, yeah.
And I have controls really quick.
Okay, you have control.
I have controls, so I'm going to go ahead and land the plane, but you can shadow me as well.
Okay, yeah.
So before landing checklist, we have seatbelts and seats secured. You're secured.
Yep, I'm
Cool.
secured, yeah.
Fuel selector on both.
Okay.
Carburetor heat. I'm going to leave turn back on for a little bit.
Okay, yeah.
Flaps, we can also turn it on if we wanted. Flaps, we're going to have set. I'm going to leave them for now. And then landing light, we want on. Cool. Before landing checklist is complete. So I can go ahead and start configuring for landing. So I'm going to reduce our throttle down there.
Okay.
Below 111, I can go flaps 10. You can see them now, they're landing right now.
Okay, yeah.
And now I'm pitching for 80 knots with flaps 10.
Yep.
Add a little bit more power. Help me maintain. Don't want to go too crazy though.
Cessna 8, Sierra uniform, turn right on Bravo 2, contact ground.
Right,
Then go-
contact ground.
Generally you would go flaps 10 on the downwind, then on base you would want to do flaps 20.
Okay.
But
yeah.
because we're starting from the left base,
Yeah.
it kind of gets a little,
Like, you know,
when you need them, right?
Yeah.
So I just went flaps 20, and now we're pitching for 70 knots.
Okay, yeah.
And if we set it up right, we can get it super stable, right? Like I don't even have to touch it to keep it at 70 knots.
I see.
And if it's windy or something like that, that changes it a little bit also. So that could make it a little harder to do.
Okay, yeah.
But right now, what I'm doing is if I needed altitude, like if I thought I was low coming into this runway, I'd use power. If my airspeed, if I needed to change my airspeed, I would use pitch
Okay.
to change my airspeed. So this is what we call slow flight.
Okay.
Once we get into here, and that's a maneuver we'll practice a lot because it's very similar to what we're doing right now, right?
Okay, yeah.
So coming in here, we also have stabilized approach criteria, right?
Cessna 177, Bravo Delta, Red Tower.
I'm looking to get my wheels, my main wheels, I want the center line between those. I want to have no more than a 600 feet per minute descent. And I want my longitudinal axis, or pretty much like us pointed straight ahead, I want that aligned with the runway like that. So my final approach speed is going to be 60 knots. I'm aiming to put the nose into those numbers right now.
Oh, okay.
And right now we have that pretty good crosswind, right?
Yeah.
So we have 150 and it's gusting 20 knots, which is completely fine in this aircraft.
Oh, really?
We don't have a 20 knot crosswind, but it is gusting 20 down the pipe. So we have a pretty good, it's pretty large on the headwind and a pretty decent crosswind.
Okay, yeah.
What I'm doing is using left rudder and right aileron to keep us aligned. And then I'm going to call out runway 11 is clear, stabilize approach, continue. And down to this runway, I'm going to keep my nose pitched down. As I get down here, I'm going to reduce throttle, pitch that nose up. Ooh. And then we bring that down. Nice and easy, right? So I killed that power, rounded out, and then as we sank there, I added that little bit of flare
Yeah.
to help us sink down.
Turn right on
Just
Bravo 2
before the
contact ground.
start warning, right?
Right on Bravo 2, contact ground 63843, thank you. Cool. Sorry, what'd you say?
Just before the start warning.
Yep, so ideally, I mean, you don't want to hear it every time, but like the absolute softest landing you can do would be you're just hitting like, because that's as slow as you can go,
Oh, yeah.
or at the highest angle of attack, right?
Yeah.
Without stalling the plane, you want to land right there. If you stall the plane before you touch down,
Yeah. Oh.
fall, which is also okay, but you're going to bounce pretty much. Back to 1,000 here. Now we have our after landing checklist.
Okay, yeah.
After landing, throttle is set at 1,000.
1,000? Yeah.
Our radios are set. So we want to go from Redmond Tower to Redmond Ground.
Yeah.
And then, radios are set, flaps, we can put back up. Carb heat can go off. I skipped trim there on accident, but trim can go back to neutral. Carburetor heat is off. Mixture, we want to ground leaned again, so we go up to 1200. And I'll have you do this next time we fly.
Okay. Yeah.
But we can ground lean that out. Just looking for a little rise and then a drop. Right there. Cool. Mixture is ground lean. Landing light we can turn off. Taxi light can go on. Pitot heat is off. And transponder is still fucking 1200. I switched it to the other one for because there's the big airplanes coming in on instrument approaches and we were kind of in the way of that in case they needed me to move.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so would you like to, so the call is going to be Redmond Ground
63843.
Yep.
Holding short?
So Redmond Ground, like you said, Cessna 63843. We are clear
Runway 11.
of runway 11.
Yeah.
We are currently on Bravo 2, right? We can see the black background with the yellow letters.
Yeah.
So we're at Bravo 2.
Okay.
Request taxi south ramp.
South ramp, okay. Yeah.
So you want to practice that really quick?
Redmond Ground, Cessna 63843. Clear of runway 11 at Bravo 2. Request taxi to south ramp.
Beautiful.
Redmond
Yeah,
Ground.
go for it. After this guy.
Chipmunk 203, Juliet Sky Service with India. I'd like to taxi for departure and get flight following down to...
That's radios. Not good.
Chipmunk 203, Redmond Ground, runway 11, taxi via Charlie, and Sagan, the rest of your request.
To 11 via Charlie and flight following down to Klamath Falls.
Chip 203, unable flight following. If you'd like to flight following, you'd pick it up in the air with Seattle Center. Their frequency 126.15.
Pick it up with them for Juliet Trail.
All right. So whenever you're ready, you can hit him with from ground. All that.
Okay. Redmond Ground, Cessna 63843.
And you can keep going.
Clear of runway 11 at Bravo 2. Request taxi to south ramp.
Cessna 63843, Redmond Ground, taxi to the ramp via Bravo, good day.
Taxi to the ramp via Bravo 2. A good day. Cessna 63483.
Awesome. Okay, cool. So now your taxi, you have controls?
I have controls.
So yep, we're going to use rudder and those brakes to stay on
The right.
Oops, sorry.
No
Yeah.
worries.
Cool. And then releasing that.
yeah.
Yeah, it gets a little bit. So you can
Yeah.
reduce the throttle too to slow down.
Okay. Oh,
Got this. You can keep going. So, nice and easy. Don't want to use too much brakes. Really light on those brakes.
okay, yeah.
Then we can use a little bit of right. We don't need brakes for like when we're going straight ahead here.
Okay.
Just using this rudder to bring us back. A little bit of left. If you feel like it's going too fast or it's getting away from you, just reduce that throttle.
Okay, yeah.
Cool. And as we're coming across, put in that rudder a little early to bring us back there. Trying to put that line pretty much through your chest.
I have turn right?
Keep going.
Keep going.
At Zulu 3
Okay, yeah.
is where we'll turn left.
7, approved departure time now, 1657.
1657,
A
thanks.
little bit of left there. Then we can reduce some of that power as we come up to this turn. And then you can use some brakes. Then put in that left. And then try to follow that line there. Get too slow, you can add some power back to help you. Awesome. Add a little bit of right in. At get over hills, we kind of have to push her a little bit. Reduce it back a little bit more. When we're on the ramp, we want to keep it within 5 miles an hour, or ground speed. So we're doing good right now. We're about at 3.
Okay.
And following this yellow line gets super important once we get onto this ramp, right?
Okay.
Because we have people walking around, we have planes on either side of us, so we don't want to get those wings caught. Just keeping it on that line. Oh, it's so much warmer. My hands.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then when we stop the plane, right, so we have this open spot here that we'll take.
Okay.
So we want to go past this line that
Okay.
is lined up with it, right? So we can go a little bit more. Because then we're going to back the plane into it. And you can start adding brakes right about here. Awesome. All right. So now we have the shutdown checklist.
Okay.
And whenever we stop, we want to go back to 1,000. Making sure to bump her back up there. She doesn't like to idle on the ground.
Yeah.
So cool. Now we have shutdown checklist. So
Okay.
brakes.
Brakes apply, throttle 1000 RPM, and electrical switches off.
So that's our taxi light we can turn off.
Okay.
Strobe we can turn off, which is the right one.
Okay.
Beacon light we leave on.
Okay, yeah. Avionics, master off.
Yep. So before you do that, so that's going to turn off our ability to talk to each other.
Oh, okay.
So what you're going to do is avionics master off,
Off.
and then you're going to take mixture, push it in, and then bring it all the way back to idle, and it'll shut down the prop. So you can go ahead and shut that off, and then go do that.
Okay, so first shut down the avionics master.
Yep. And then make sure idle.
Okay.